Hello and welcome to Afternoon Tea with Karen. And Pauline Hanson doesn't go to Moonee Ponds. And of course, a Nazi shows up featuring the Victorian Socialists.
On Friday, Pauline Hanson and Barnaby Joyce are going to be in town. They're going to be in Moonee Ponds at Casa Giorgio, I believe it's called, which is an Italian pizza restaurant.
Typical.
They're there because they're having a fundraiser event. And so the ticket started at $200, but it's sold out now. So sorry, Omar, you can't buy a ticket. But you could buy a meet and greet ticket for $2,000.
Bargain.
Yeah, just say hi to Pauline. I go past this place on the tram every day nearly. It doesn't look really big.
Exactly. And Moonee Ponds, where Dame Edna comes from. Sounds a bit like a joke, doesn't it? If not sus.
You would have been able to see Hanson and not pay the $2,000.
Yeah. Hey, Geordie, you're like an influencer type, right?
Sure.
Surely you could crowdfund $2,000 to make some content of you meeting Pauline
I would
Hanson.
rather.
So off they went to Moonee Ponds.
We're here in Moonee Ponds where we've just shut down Pauline Hanson's fundraising event with Barnaby Joyce. She is not welcome in Moonee Ponds, in the north, or anywhere in Melbourne.
One Nation is trying to blame migrants for the housing crisis. That's obviously a racist lie. Migrants have nothing to do with the housing crisis. It's capitalism and the rich who are to blame.
Yes, Pauline Hanson can fuck off. Come to Socialist Answers to the Housing Crisis, 3 p.m, 4th of July at Jering Hub, Flemington. See you there.
Then they realised she wasn't there, so some of them went home and others got on a tram to where she was.
Well, Pauline Hanson is tonight distancing herself from a neo-Nazi who crashed her political fundraiser in Melbourne. A handcuffed Michael Nelson declaring he was there in support of the One Nation leader. But the senator says she's never advocated for a white Australia.
At a One Nation political fundraiser, police pinned down a young man. He's shouting an altered cry of white supremacy.
Pauline Hanson!
That young man, prominent neo-Nazi Michael Nelson.
Why do you support Pauline Hanson? She wants to stop the masses of the third world flooding into this nation and restore a white Australia.
Oh, I'm sorry, they're with the wrong party. I've never advocated for white Australia policy at all.
She has attracted extremists into her ranks.
Nelson, not arrested, instead issued a move-on direction in front of 30 anti-racism protesters outside the fundraiser.
One Nation, you're a traitor to the working class.
Waiting to get in, hundreds who spent thousands to hear from Pauline Hanson.
I want to take my country back.
One Nation has anger but not answers. One Nation has slogans but not solutions.
I would just encourage everybody to take a cold shower.
Nelson booed during Anzac Day proceedings, and the 22-year-old was among those charged for an attack on a First Nations camp last year. As a growing number of disaffected Australians turn towards One Nation, driven by various grievances, endorsements from people like Michael Nelson would likely damage the party's longer-term prospects.
After the Moira Deeming saga, I doubt it, but some people just don't learn. The Liberal Party endorsed Pauline Hanson, sacked Pauline Hanson, and then sent her to prison. You'd think you could reflect a bit. Anyway, Nazis and real estate. I don't subscribe to the Sydney Morning Herald, so sorry about the ads and scrappy screenshots. And where Nazis go, government legislation follows. Later in the article, they compare him to David Koresh from Waco. In a leafy corner of Melbourne's northeast. Anyway, it's owned by his friend. International extremism expert Matt Kreiner, who recently assessed the NSN for the Albanese government, says the assets and connections uncovered by This masthead suggests Australia's neo-Nazis have entered a dangerous new phase. Historically, when fascist movements start to sequester themselves in compounds, particularly those that have already shown a fascination with violence, terrorists, and weapons like the NSN, that makes them very dangerous. So, for their white homestead compounds, if the government legislates against them, then they'll legislate against all races of people having their own compounds. So he's got a friend called Martin Featherstone who owns the place, or his mum owns the place, was on Domain. They compare them to the Patriot Front in America, which I have done that too. Oh, no, I've compared them to the United Patriots. I get them all muddled up. Anyway, one member has been allowed to bring his dog to the compound for security, though Sewell dislikes pets. Of course, one man's secret military compound is another man's house in the burbs. But the possibility of guns on the Melbourne property was particularly worthy of investigation, he added. Yeah, can't see the appeal. If I was a young man, I'd join the farmers, shooters, and hunters, or the farmers, hunters, and shooters party, and I'd learn to shoot ducks and train dogs to go and retrieve them. I reckon that'd be manly. But anyway, these guys went on holidays and had some photos taken. And this guy, yep, he's another one of his mates. What does he do? Cooper is an Australian pharmacy graduate turned sex coach and penis supplement salesman. Probably makes a bit. Last year, this masthead revealed how he was helping the NSN artificially inflate its reach online using a Tate-style legion of unbranded accounts to post propaganda. While the NSM has since disbanded officially, those hype edits continue to circulate on social media, drawing in young men. Yeah, shoot ducks, train a dog, go get the duck dog. Anyway, the manosphere. The manosphere, I believe, is a byproduct of feminism going on for too long. Like, thank you, 1970s. Like, can we just stop all that now? It's kissing me off a bit, but not as much as my 3 videos that got hidden. They're not mine. They're other people's that I put in my playlist, and it's like, oh, that's why I make those library things with little medleys of videos. Yeah, so I don't know what that last bit's quite about, but maybe in 6 months I will. And that'll do. See you later. Bye. Oh, and that's why I'm scared of feminists. Not scared of them. I'm like scared I'll go, yeah, say that. Anyway, see you later. Bye.